It was 12:01 a.m. when my phone rang. I looked at the caller ID. It was my friend, Emma. She never called me past 9 p.m., let alone midnight. I slid the thing across the table to answer it. The screen lit up, illuminating Emma's pale face. Her eyes were wide with terror. "I think Dracula is awake," she whispered urgently. What do you mean?" I asked, my heart beginning to race. Emma and I had always been fascinated with vampires, the occult, that sort of thing, but we never thought that any of it was real. That was until 3 months ago when we found out that her great-great-grandfather was in fact Vlad the Impaler, aka. Since then, weird things had been happening around town. People were turning up dead, drained of blood. There were puncture marks on their necks. We'd assumed that it was some copycat vampire. I didn't believe in Dracula. Not really. I mean, if he was real, wouldn't the news be full of it? Why would he only go after random people in our small town? And why did he have to wait until 12:01 a.m. to call? He's stirring in his grave. "I can feel it," Emma said, her voice cracking. "My locket, it's getting warm." She explained that her family lore said that as long as Dracula's remains were kept in the family vault, he couldn't rise. However, when they were moved to a new cemetery, that was no longer the case. Now I was skeptical, but intrigued enough to listen. According to Emma, her family had hidden Dracula's remains for centuries in their old family vault. But a few months ago, Emma's uncle had decided to move them to a newer, more modern cemetery. He wanted to put Dracula in a nice glass case, so that people could come from all over the world to see him. That's when the killings start. I just thought that maybe he was angry about being moved, that this was some kind of warning, Emma said. But now that you say that he's actually awake, I don't know what to do. Was this really happening? Was Dracula actually alive? And if so, why? I had so many questions. But before I could ask them, Emma hung up. The next thing I knew, my phone was ringing again. I almost didn't answer, but something told me that I had to. Maybe it was because I had a feeling that this call was going to change everything. Or maybe it was because I was just plain curious. Whatever the reason, I picked up the phone. This time, it was an unknown number. I hesitated, then pressed the answer button. On the other end was a man with a thick Transylvanian accent. "Hello, Mina," he said. "Mina?" I asked. He knew my name. How? Was he stalking me? Had he been following me? Was he watching me? My mind raced, trying to come up with an answer. Before I could respond, the man continued. "Your father told me you would call. You must come to me at once. I need your help." Who was this guy? How did he know about my dad? And what did he want from me? So many questions. So little time. Suddenly, I remembered. My dad had taken a trip to Transylvania a few months back. Could this man be from there? Maybe he knew my dad and was calling to ask for help. But why? And how did he know that I would call him back? My thoughts were interrupted by the man's voice. Are you there, Mina? Can you hear me? He asked. I realized that he wasn't waiting for a response. He was just talking. I am Lord Godalkin. I need your assistance with something very important. Please come to the cemetery right away. He gave me directions. I will be waiting for you by the old mausoleum. Hurry, please. We do not have much time. Then he hung up. I looked at the clock on the wall. It was 12:58 a.m. I didn't even bother changing into something more than my ratty old robe. I pulled on my slippers and ran out the door, not bothering to lock it behind me. All the way to the cemetery. I kept thinking about what Godalkin had said. Who was he? What did he want? And how did he know me? By the time I got to the cemetery, it was 1:15 a.m. I hurried through the wrought iron gates and made my way to the old mausoleum. As I approached, I saw a figure emerge from the shadows. He was tall and gaunt with piercing blue eyes. My breath caught in my throat. Could this really be Dracula?